Hello and welcome to this month's sales tip, the sales tip for April 2020. And goodness me, aren't we in strange times? I have never in my lifetime experienced anything like we're all experiencing right now, and I'm sure the same will go for literally everybody who views this video. So it seems entirely appropriate for this month's tip to be focused on some thoughts about how you can manage yourself when you're working from home, because for an awful lot of you this will probably be the first time that you have actually worked from home, certainly full-time, maybe even at all. To put this into context, I started my career quite a few years ago now, goodness me, 30 plus years ago now. I started my career working from home. Most of my working life has been from home. I've learned a lot along the way. This month's tip is going to be rather longer than usual because I genuinely want to provide as much value as I can, provide as many thoughts and ideas as I can, and be as helpful as I can. There are some massive upsides to working from home. There's a lot of freedom. You can manage yourself. You haven't got to commute. There's no long journeys on trains or in cars or anything else. It's quite a nice environment, in all honesty, but there are some downsides as well. There can be a lot of distractions. It can be a bit lonely. And one that you've probably not experienced fully yet, or maybe even at all, is that it's very easy to get burnout. And you're probably thinking, how can you get burnout, Tim, when you're working from home? Well, what can happen is, because it's so easy to get to work, we get a little bit too relaxed. We start doing extra pieces of work of an evening and even into the weekend. And I've been there. And what happens is it feels fine for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. But after that, we begin to get a little bit jaded and tired and burned out. We begin to get a bit fed up from work. You tend not to see it happening to you. You don't see it coming, but by the time you've got there, it's too late and you begin to lose your energy. So I thought that for this tip, what I'd focus on is some ideas that you can utilize to provide your working day and your working week with structure, so that A, obviously you can work effectively, but B, you prevent this potential burnout situation happening. So the sales tip for this month: make sure your working day, your working week is structured. That's going to be it. But let's look at the detail of that. How can you do that? Well, first of all, I'd say go to work in the morning. And you might say, well, hang on a minute, Tim. I'm home-based, how can I go to work? Well, by that, what I mean is, first of all, have a recognised place where you work. Now, I'm very fortunate here because I've kitted out this room as my own personal study at home, and I've got everything here that I need because I work from home a huge amount of the time anyway. If you've got a room that you can utilise solely for work, fantastic. I would recommend setting it up. A lot of people aren't going to be that fortunate. So my recommendation is have a recognised place where you do your work, and don't use it for anything else. Make sure that is your workplace. Make sure you're there by a certain time in the morning. It's the same discipline as if you were working in an office environment. Now, a lot of people like to actually dress for work as well when they go to work. I've got my famous High Clear shirt on here. For those of you, though, who maybe don't have a particular set of shirts or blouses or whatever that you tend to wear for work, it's still helpful if you can have some sort of symbolism. I picked up a great idea from one of the account managers at Softcat, who in the morning what they're doing is, there we go, they're putting on their normal security lanyard when they go to work. And in terms of mindset, it's helping them understand that, okay, now I'm in work mode, now I'm concentrating, I'm not going to be distracted by the washing, the kids, the dog, the cat, anything else. I'm now in work mode. Now, ironically, it's equally important to understand when you've finished for the day and you're not in work mode. And of course, something as simple as taking off your lanyard, changing into a more casual t-shirt or whatever it is you like to wear of an evening, that can tell your mind, now I've finished work for the day. And do make sure you finish work for the day. It's too tempting to come back. Don't. Now, it's also important in terms of time management, because if you've decided, right, I'm going to finish work at 5 o'clock, that's it for the day. Excuse that message coming in there. If you've decided you're going to finish at 5 o'clock, it means that you get a bit disciplined about making sure that you allocate the right amount of time and effort to tasks. Now, you know the old saying, it's very true, a task will always expand out to the amount of time that you give it. So you start working then till 6:30 of an evening. You don't necessarily get any more done during the day. It's just that you get a bit more relaxed and slower about doing things, and they take longer. And you get less free time of an evening, and you're beginning to work to that burnout. So again, make sure that you have a clearly defined finish time for the day. This is about structure. By the way, thinking about this tip has benefited me, because I thought, well, there's going to be probably people like me who obviously use their laptop during the day for work, or their tablet during the day for work, but probably then use it in the evening as well to enjoy YouTube or other things that aren't work. And I've been a bit of a sinner to date, because I've simply left this on and maybe taken it upstairs into the dining room. I say upstairs because we've got an upside down house. Maybe I'll explain that more on another occasion. But thinking about this tip has suddenly made me realise, maybe in the afternoon when I finish work, I should power this thing down. And you probably say, why do that? Because you're going to be using it again in the evening. Yeah, but the point is, I power it down when I finish my work for the day, and even if immediately I switch it back on again, it means that symbolically I've now finished work, I'm now into Tim time, I can now use it for non-work related tasks like enjoying fishing videos on YouTube. It's symbolism, but it helps to bring structure to the day. Now let's think about what would normally happen if you were in an office-based environment. You'd probably break off mid-morning, lunchtime, to have a cup of tea, a bite to eat with colleagues who you enjoy a bit of banter with. You could even play a video game with them over a lunchtime. Why can't you do that when you're working from home? You know, have a recognised time for just 10-15 minutes in the morning to break off, take your lanyard off, get away from your normal workspace, make a cup of tea, pick up, hook up with your friends, your colleagues via FaceTime or whatever it is, Skype, whatever it is you enjoy using, have a tea break, and then afterwards get back to work again. Why not do the same at lunchtime? And for those of you who are video game enthusiasts, there's no reason why these days at distance you can't hook up with your friends and chums and have a game of football or whatever it is you like doing on video. So as I say, this is all about structure. So the sales tip for this month is, we're all working from home now. For some of us it's something we're very used to, but for a lot of people this is going to be a brand new experience. There's a lot of plus sides, there are some downsides. One that you probably don't appreciate yet is burnout is all too easy. Or one of the ways of avoiding that is to make sure you've got clear structure for the day, and that also will help ensure that you work effectively and efficiently. Hope those ideas help. Look, we've probably all got a lot of thoughts and ideas about how to ensure that we're working effectively from home. Why not put your thoughts and ideas in the discussion thread on YouTube here below this video? The more we can all share ideas, the better. I know these things are called monthly sales tips, but I think because this issue of working from home is just so important, I'll probably put on another tip later on this month, and certainly not wait until we get to May. But I hope those ideas in the meantime prove to be helpful and useful for you. So look after yourselves out there, stay safe, stay healthy, and look forward to seeing you soon.